Hello and welcome to This is Wine. My name is Travis Helwig. Thank you so much for being here. This is a wine show for people like me who were not born rich, but were in fact born to only like shitty things. So wine over the course of my life has made me feel bad forever. And that meaning like not hungover, but sometimes it does do that. But it makes me feel insecure. And when I get a wine list at a restaurant, I immediately think that I am less than. And so I'm doing this show to learn about wine with some friends who also are somewhat on the same par as me, and talk to some wine experts. And hopefully all of you can learn along with us. This week, we're drinking a San Felice, that's how you say it, and I won't say it any other way, Chianti Classico. And we're joined by very, very special guests. One thing I do want to say before we start, and Mark will be very upset if I don't mention it, is that we have emotes this week, which means if you subscribe, you get to use some special emotes that we made. They're very cool. I made them myself on Photoshop, which is another talent I have. But I want to start the show. First, I'm going to introduce our guests. Then I'm going to introduce our wine expert, who I'm very excited about. So first, because I'm watching on the side screen and the other one has left frame in his camera, I'm going to introduce my good friend who I grew up with, my friend Andrew Ford, the comedian Andrew Ford. How are you, Andrew?
That's so generous to call me a comedian, but I'm very good. Thank you.
When was the last time you performed comedy?
Oh my God. Maybe like 2 years ago. Let's say retired comedian, wonderful person.
If you search Andrew Ford comedian on Google, it does not look anything like you.
It does not. Well, I would recommend the chat do that and then see what that gentleman looks like, because it doesn't look like me. But he is much more successful than me.
That's true. So Andrew, tell me about your relationship to wine.
Well, I mean, much like you, Travis, I have almost no knowledge. Right. I'm a stupid boy, and I do like to drink wine.
Right.
And I've found, I think I said this in the chat when I was watching last week's performance of this show, I really like natural wine. I found I like natural wine. I like the taste. I didn't try the one you guys had last time, but generally big fan. Right. In terms of wine experience, obviously I've drank it. Maybe, if I had to guesstimate, let's say 250 bottles over the course of my life, right?
I mean, that's a crazy... the fact that you could even anticipate, I have no idea how many bottles.
Well, there's like what? I don't know. I haven't had wine that many times, but
well, here I
actually,
also want to say
like
something.
A lot, actually. Yes. Okay.
Andrew is my oldest friend. I've known Andrew since 4th grade, and
that's true.
The very first time I drank alcohol at a Dave Matthews concert with my sister, I told Andrew about it, and he was very upset with me and didn't talk to me for a while.
To be fair, I was. Whatever we called it in the 90s, early 2000s, straight edge at the time. And and I think I was also really mad that you went to a Dave Matthews concert too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think it was 50% you drinking and 50%.
I have beaten both Andrew and Travis at Liar's Dice. Wow. Oh, hi, Margot.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. She has.
That's Mark's sister. So let's bring our second guest in. He had a hell of a day that I can't wait to hear about. This is a friend of mine from college. He's the host of Keep It on Crooked Media Podcast. Please welcome Ira Madison III. Ira, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Travis.
Ira, first of all, how are you?
I'm all right. This has been a lot of work for your Twitch show.
Now, I want to make sure that everyone knows that I make sure that it's not a lot of work for people. I bring wine to people's doors. I pay for everything. I brought Ira a bottle of the wine we're drinking tonight. And then he decided to go to Santa Fe for the weekend, which I guess starts on Wednesday. And what happened, Ira?
First of all, I'm not just here for the weekend. I am on an extended writing retreat. That's what you
Whoa,
do.
that's cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, when you have writing to do, Travis, that's what you do. You go to Santa Fe. So anyway, I took it with me, and of course it broke. And I had it in like a flap in like, not in a way suitcase. I don't want to drag them because they sponsor my podcast. I got a different one from like Target. And they had like this flap in there, which I was supposed to, I really did. Like I ordered it from Target and had like a shipped delivery person deliver it the morning that I left because my big away suitcase, like the wheel was broken. So I got that and I put the bottle in like this little like side flap thing. And I was like, this is going to be fine. You know, also it's checked luggage. I got a lot of shit in there. I looked at it today and it was definitely broken. So I had to go and find this San Felice Chianti from 2018, Chianti Classico. And let me tell you something. You can probably get that, you know, in LA because it's like discontinued since 2018, according to Total Wines in Santa Fe. Not a lot of wine shops here. So
interesting.
I found instead a Chianti Classico, also from 2018, but a Castello della Panaretta. And I'm sure Miss Wine will have a lot to say.
Why don't we bring on Miss Wine? That's what she goes by. So please welcome to the show our expert for the week, the hero of the show, Miss Annie Shapero, founder of Divino.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Annie. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, I'm honored to be here. I'm so excited to be here.
And so tell us about yourself and your company, and then we can start drinking some wine.
Absolutely. Well, I will. But first, Ira, I am sorry. I just have to say, as you can imagine, I have very strong feelings about the TSA and the liquor laws, the new liquor, the liquid restriction. Excuse me, liquor. It's so wrong. It's so unfair. And I'm shocked still that at this day and age, there is not a special wine transporting pouch built into suitcases. Just one.
Yeah.
Like
also,
when I heard what happened to you, I pulled this thing out. This is a wine-shaped bubble wrap.
Okay.
With a little flap. So when you travel, maybe buy wine while you're traveling, maybe you're not buying wine, you're taking it with you, like your case. It'll protect it in your bag. But this is invented.
I did think about getting one of those. I saw like a suitcase, which actually is not really a suitcase, but it's like a travel case for a carry-on, which you can put wine bottles into it. Because I normally bring like a lot of wine back when I go on like vacation, but this time it's like they should let us bring wine as carry-ons.
For sure, especially because you could tell it's closed. Yes, you do just pour the wine into the bubble wrap.
And they have wine on the plane. It's not like they don't have wine on the plane.
That's true. We could just buy a lot of those.
Andrew.
Sometimes it's just heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking and wrong that you can't just throw it in your backpack, you know, and get on the plane. Come on. So I feel for you.
Tragedy.
We see each other.
Yeah, I see you. And I wanted to say good job getting the substitute wine. You got
Thank you.
Here, you got a Chianti Classico, so you're right with us in the zone. So good job.
Great.
So why don't you tell us about your company a little bit, Annie, and who you are?
I am Annie Shapero. Some people think my last name is Divino because that's all my Annie Divino on all the socials, but it's Shapero. I am not Italian, I just want to make that very clear. I'm
not Italian either.
Wait, let's go through. Is anyone Italian?
Is anyone Italian?
I'm Italian.
Oh, okay. Ira Madison.
Yes, Ira. Okay.
Nooch is Italian. All right, Annie, go ahead.
I lived there for a long time. I studied wine there. I did my sommelier certification there. So a lot of I'm an Italian wine expert more than I am a wine expert in general. I can talk about wine in general, but Italian is really my expertise. It is my love. And I would say my mentality, my approach, my manifesto regarding wine is very Italian centric. Hence the name of my company being Divino, which is Italian for divine, but also about wine. So it's a little pun, it's a little play on words in Italian, but you know.
And
so
today you got the Moderna.
I got the Moderna.
You got the
right
Moderna today.
And but Davina, what is this little company of mine? It's a consulting company, which doesn't say a whole lot. But I am a sommelier for hire. I have worked at restaurants. I do private parties. When we had those private wine classes in people's homes, do wine tasting events and all of that. I used to sell wine for a long time. And now, thanks to a little friend of ours, Corona, now I'm all over, like I'm trying to, digitize. I did the pivot. So a lot more writing, a lot more video. I wish there was a lot more monetization. That's just
look,
and then,
I'm in debt from this show, so I get it. Please
hard.
subscribe.
Subscribe and enroll. Well, that was my subscribe and enroll as my YouTube channel, which I actually started before COVID. I had no idea this was coming. You would think I did, because I spent summer of 2019 writing and producing a wine show on YouTube, not a show. So it's a series, a wine class in 21 episodes called 21 Days to Wine. And
cool.
my goal was to, sort of similar to your goal, my goal was to introduce all the steps of wine tasting, really break it down in short episodes, but also welcome people into the conversation with comments so they could get involved. They could sort of create a class environment, a wine bar environment, and then hopefully I would get into the YouTube partner program. So that was the goal.
Ultimate goal.
So
why don't you talk to us a little bit about the wine and why you chose it, and then walk us through, you take over. It's your show now.
Oh, thanks.
This is the wine.
Yes, this is our wine. There's a bit of a glare on there you go. So San Felice Chianti Classico. So San Felice is the winery. All right. Chianti Classico is the wine itself. Chianti Classico is an appellation, just like Chianti, which means it refers to a wine, but it also refers to a place. So, you could have a Pinot Noir, that's a wine, but you could also have a Burgundy, which is Pinot Noir, but the wine is a Burgundy, even though it's also Pinot Noir. So Chianti is not a grape, which a lot of people had to learn, myself included at one point. Chianti is not a grape at all. It is the name of a wine, it's an appellation, and it is a place in the center of Tuscany, in the center of Italy, sort of the heartland, a little bit north of the heartland. It's kind of like Illinois.
Yeah.
It's a very tiny area and a very tiny country, Chianti in general. And then Chianti Classico is even tinier area in the heart of it. So the name, the reason you have Chianti Classico separate from Chianti at large is really for historical reasons. It was a very disputed area. It was great for growing. It was disputed between Florence and Siena, which were like kingdoms. If you think of Game of Thrones back in the day, like these were just warring kingdoms and they were fighting over that area. It was a very fertile plain, and mountains and rivers. And it was great for growing grapes, as it happens. So due to the historic nature of that area, Chianti Classico got its own designation of origin within Chianti. And that is what makes it Chianti Classico.
I see.
Just to start.
There's like Miller Lite and then Miller High Life, and the High Life is like the Classico of Chianti.
Exactly. And if let's say there was a little beer factory inside of the beer factory, I guess brewery, a miniature brewery inside of that bigger brewery, then that would be your Miller High Life.
I see. So can I pour it, or is
you
there anything I
can
need to do?
pour your wine, and
I already poured it.
And pour your wine, just in case, a little pro tip, and don't feel like you have to do this, but when you look at colors of wine, it's very helpful to put something white behind it.
Oh, fuck.
So you can see, of course, this is something people do at dinner. You don't need to do it. You can use your curtain.
My Dungeons and Dragons character.
This is just, it's helpful. You'd think when people are tasting wine, and Travis, you say you always feel so bad about yourself. I'm sure you see people like looking their wine like this, like, oh yes, it's a ruby, but they can't see that. you can't see colors just holding a wine glass out into the middle of the room. Like
Yeah,
you have to
those
put it,
people.
the only way you can see colors is something white behind it.
Does it help the color? Does it help the color if you have a lot of water stains from your dishwasher on the glass?
It does not help. What does help?
Okay.
What does help is to pour a lot less, to pour a little bit at a time. So
less than this?
Less than that. Yeah. I would see how it moves. Like when you have less, you can move it around in your glass and like you can see more.
And you
can
and stuff.
You know what I mean? So you just used to take a giant gulp of it before we get started if you need to.
Okay, don't look.
Go for it.
So anyway, one thing that people take note of with Chianti Classico, which by the way is predominantly made from the Sangiovese grape.
Sangiovese.
No way, this is offensive. Sangiovese.
So
that'll be okay.
The main grape, but Chianti for a long time has been historically it was a blend, and actually way back in time it was a white wine. So they could put a whole bunch of things in it. But as happens over time, one grape sort of becomes the predominant grape because it's the best, it's the highest quality, people like it more, and the value of the wine increases. And so historically, this wine has been made with Sangiovese and other red grapes and a few white ones, local grapes.
Can I tell you what colors I see?
Yes, tell me what colors you see.
Okay, it's got ocean spray vibes. It's like a deep red, like cranberry juice.
So to put that in jewel terms.
Oh,
maybe
ruby.
Like a
ruby.
Yeah, ruby. Ira, does it look like a ruby?
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, and especially see, it's a little. If you have a little less in your glass, it's easier to see. It's kind of transparent. It's not.
Is this still about how much wine I have in my glass?
I'm gonna just take a big gulp. Make it easier on yourself.
Mine's giving me a bit of red carnelian vibes, a little rose quartz.
I love juice.
It's got real shades, as it gets like lightens up toward the edges. And then when it gets older, it gets a little it can get a little rusty, just like a sort of ambery rusty around the edges. But this is pretty young. But yeah, I see the cranberry, the ocean spray, and cranberry is sometimes.
Travis is hot.
Sometimes what you see can influence what you smell.
Also, if I could just say something to all the people in the chat who are saying I should use Cascade, I use Cascade Platinum. I use the best I can for these glasses, and I use the Jet Dry finishing liquid too.
So it's your washer. It's your dishwasher.
I don't know what it is.
If I could say something to the people in the comments who are saying Travis is hot, I said that in grad school and he still got married. So give it up.
Well, Ira, my heart is always yours. And I want you to know that no matter who I'm married to. So now that I've flirted with Ira, what should we smell it? Did someone break their glass? What was that?
What was that?
I don't want to talk about it. Let's just keep going.
It sounded like your glass broke when you said it.
No, is it that loud? It must be these headphones that are really picking up. It's like a boom mic.
Yeah.
Before we talk about what we smell, although I mean, you could start smelling. I
really want to drink it.
I know you can. Well, you can. Well,
can I drink it?
Just remember, we have to come back to the rooster. Okay. Someone said, talk about
we'll go back to the rooster.
Just everybody remember that. The black rooster. Okay. So
that's what they call me.
I'm
a black rooster.
There's a reason people want to hear more about that. So you can smell now. What are you smelling?
I'm discovering that my nose doesn't work.
Wait, do you remember last week learning how to smell like the short, strong sniffs? Like really get in there. Don't be embarrassed.
I don't want to go first.
I'll go first. And I don't mean this as a joke, but it really smells like red wine to me, like a very classic red wine smell.
There's a word for that.
Is there a word? Can I
Yeah,
have
the
that word?
is vinous.
Divino.
Vinous smells like grapes. Smells
Vinous.
like wine. Yeah.
This is a real vinous wine.
It's a vinous. And I a lot of people you smell that all the time. It's sort of a given, but especially like younger, fruitier wines that haven't gone through a lot of oak aging. You're like, I smell wine. You smell the fresh grapes in the wine. That's vinous. So that's not.
Wow.
I think I need a septal surgery.
I will say also, sometimes if you're having trouble smelling things in the wine, you can have a sip. And then as you're breathing you'll get some like the retro nasal olfaction, help you smell through your throat. It's real. Sometimes after a sip or two, you go back in there and the whole thing starts working together. If you're just trying to get warmed up, Does
this make sense? It's kind of got like a mineral smell. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm, like cement, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You can
Mine
smell
smells like
mineral.
Cascade.
Mine sounds like Cascade Platinum.
Should I
Ira,
be
what does yours
smelling-
smell
Well,
like?
let me see. First, it's hard. Wine, you could probably have opened it hours and hours earlier if you wanted to. It's not extremely powerful with aromas. It's not the kind of thing you like. You might just smell very generic red fruit. You might not be able to identify immediately what you smell. But think about
I
it
do
like,
smell red fruit.
do you ever open up a bag of like dried fruit you've had in your closet or in your pantry for a while? Like not a fresh bag of raisins, like a 2-year-old bag of raisins.
I have done this.
And you open
Constantly.
it up and you're like expecting it to smell like raisins and it doesn't. And they're hard and chewy and like sometimes.
This happened to me. I bought a large bag of dried cranberries from Costco, and it takes a long time to eat a big bag of cranberries. And by the time I got to the end of that bag of cranberries, it didn't really smell like cranberries there anymore. It kind of smelled like this.
Sometimes, in this case, wine sometimes can take, it can take hours and hours of oxygen to really get the smells, like to really get them to be powerful. And in this case, they're not extremely powerful right away. Again, if you have a tiny bit in the glass, go ahead.
Ira, what does yours smell like? Does it smell like what we're describing or is it different? I want to know what's different.
Well, my nose has a lot of things in it. So trying to fight through.
Those are like chemicals.
Sure.
Baking soda.
No, I'm smelling lavender and, like a bit of cherry.
Oh my God. Okay. First of all, I was not going to say anything until everybody said something. But this wine is famous for having some floral notes, like often violet or iris, or lavender light. You could say lavender might be.
You are Italian, Ira. I know it.
And cherry is the number one. Cherry's the number one fruit here, probably, and it's hard. It doesn't come out right away. You almost imagine like you've got to dig for it. It's like a little black cherry hidden on just beneath the surface. After a while, if you think cherry. If you can't think of what a cherry smells like, think of a maraschino cherry in a cocktail or a piece of cherry pie. Get that thought going.
Yes.
You're right. Once I think about it,
I could see that.
Right.
Once you tell me what it is, I can smell it.
And
Once
I know what I'm supposed to think, I agree.
Yeah. So you're saying Ira got it right.
Ira got it. Well, definitely got it right. Fruit and flowers are the number one. Points for Ira. So you could get, over time, if you decant it over time, it really depends on the wine. Not every Chianti Classico is exactly the same, of course. Some are more aromatic, some are less, some open up sooner, some take longer. You could get cherries, you could get cranberries, you could get the violets, you could get lavender is pretty intense of a flower, of a scent, but it's purple, as are violets. So maybe that was, sometimes you smell in color. Sometimes you smell purple or you just smell red. That's perfectly fine to say. Like I'm getting
I have a question, Annie. Is there a right answer? Like this always happens where like people are smelling it and then people smell across the spectrum and it seems to be like you can smell whatever you want. But is there something that like everyone agrees is accurate? Like, or is it okay if you smell something different?
It's okay if you, it's totally fine if you smell something different. The only time it's a question of right or wrong, besides on an exam, is if, let's say, you are in a group of people and everyone is particularly, adamant, fascinated by one wine in particular. And you're drinking this wine because it's supposed to taste and smell a certain way. And that's what everybody comes there for, If you roll in and you're like, yeah, I smell, hairspray and mothballs. If you're with a bunch of other experts and they're telling you what they love so much about something, maybe give it a second, listen a little bit, maybe let them influence you a bit before you just, I don't know, it's just sort of the first thing that comes to mind. You might maybe 5 or 10 minutes into the conversation wish that you had waited. It's not that it's ever a test.
So don't be rude, is what you're saying.
But I mean, what you'll learn is, I think what you'll learn with wine, like wine lovers, connoisseurs, it's not that we want to hear back what we know. That's boring. But when you're having a conversation, it's fun. Like you said, you smell cherries, and then you're like, well, are they black cherries? Are they red cherries? Are they ripe cherries? Are they young cherries? Like, that's kind of part of the fun of the conversation, is building off of what other people smell. So if you get somewhere in the vicinity, it's that conversation. And then,
importantly, people want to know what Ira is eating right now as well. Ira.
Now show us, Ira.
I'm eating a nice salami. A nice little salami.
Good job.
Yeah, we all bought salami, Annie.
I told them to bring the salami.
Yeah. And Vermont cheddar.
Look, I'm so proud of all of you. Do you want to taste this wine?
Yes, please.
Because I think, and another thing is, especially with Italian wines in general, they're made for food. So they best express themselves with food. Like a lot of wines, but especially Italian wines. You're going to taste more and smell more if you eat with this wine.
This pops.
You see,
once you eat it,
I love this. I'm taking a photo of this bottle. I'm getting this when I'm back in LA.
So first of all, you might have to try
Farrell.
food and taste the wine. Tell me what you taste. It's easier to taste the best qualities of the wine sometimes with food. It's especially salami in this case. So what do you
a little raspberry.
And is there like a tartness? Do you feel a little tartness? A little tingling?
Yeah,
there's a little kick, a little Emerald Lagasse, a little bam.
Bam.
I'm getting, and it's good, like leather almost, like like something warm, almost warm tasting, if that makes sense, or like but leather is the first thing that came to my mind.
Leather,
it really feels like it. How some wines are coat your mouth more, like they stay in your mouth more. This one feels like it's really sticking in my mouth.
Yeah,
really. I'd say. It's a medium-bodied wine. It's not. It doesn't like wash away.
I'm a medium-bodied boy.
Show us your body. Show us your medium body.
Maybe now is while we continue to taste this wine, to talk about the rooster somebody requested.
Yes, let's talk about the rooster.
So
we can't not talk about the rooster. You're very
we have to talk about the rooster.
Talk about me.
I met Ira.
When we were talking about the history of Chianti Classico, okay, one way it's Chianti Classico is to look for the black rooster. And it's always somewhere on the bottle, usually here on the capsule. You got yours. And so when I was telling you about Florence and Siena having this disputed territory between the two kingdoms, the legend of the black rooster is this. They're fighting over it. And they decided, as you did back in like the medieval times, we will use a rooster. Each kingdom chose a rooster, and then they would basically their soldiers would set off at the crack of dawn at the rooster, at the first cockadoodle do. So, and they would set off.
I love that movie.
So the goal was, you want to get an early start they were the idea behind it was like, how can we get our rooster to crow early so we can get a head start? Because the idea was you start off running, and whoever makes the most ground, like makes the most territory, they get that land. So basically, the folks in Siena had a regular colored rooster, white, orange. I don't even know natural color.
I have no idea what a regular colored rooster is.
I just
let us know in the comments what the regular colored rooster is.
Tan?
Tan? Yeah, maybe tan. But the Florentines infamously they chose a black rooster, and they put it in a cage and starved it for 2 or 3 days, so that basically when they opened the gates, it would be it was going crazy. It was starving, and that is how they got their head start, because their rooster crowed first because they starved it. But at the end of the day, they won the day with their black rooster.
It feels like the lesson we should take away is abusing animals makes you win.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I'm
so
never going to feed my dog again.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like a good time for me to chaotically enter the stream.
Get out of here, Mark.
Get out of here, Mark.
Hello,
Ira wasn't in
everybody.
the pre-show, so he doesn't know what's happening.
Hi, Ira. My name is
Don't
Mark.
tell people I was late, Travis.
Travis, that wasn't cool.
He was getting
Hi.
the wine. Would you expect
Whatever,
anything
fuck
less from the
you.
black rooster?
What you got to say about black roosters?
right
Mark,
here,
take over. I'm all done.
Here I am. I'm the producer of the show and also the resident gremlin who makes the show chaotic. And I'm here with a little game while we're drinking our delicious San Felice wine. This is a little game I invented called, which of these memes is real? Okay, so I'm going to ask you
We were
all.
having a nice conversation, Mark. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
And
Also-
now you're going to be playing a game because games are fun. Yeah, what are you going to say also, Andrew?
Show your apron, Mark. The chat is asking for it.
The apron. Hi, everybody. Here's the apron.
Aww,
oh, nice.
that's so
It is
wholesome.
Beautiful.
It's wine o'clock here, babes. And I wear this as my official show uniform. So I'm going to show you 2 memes. One of them is a meme I found on the internet. One of them is a meme I made to deceive you. Each of you are going to you're going to have a moment to try to suss out what you think is right. And you're going to be competing against the audience. I'm going to ask our wonderful mods to create a poll. And if the audience is right, then they win. And if you all are right, you win. And winning is good. That's as far as I've thought. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
I wish you weren't here, Mark.
Yeah, well, too late. You invited me, and also I'm in control.
All right, let's play. Let's play with
right.
the horny chat.
Here we are in the horny chat. No, here. Oh, sorry. I picked the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so your first meme off is...
Thank you, Data. Thank you, Data.
Should we drink wine tonight? A, yes. B, A. C, B. Or wine is kind of like a traffic light. Go, go, and go.
What is the wine? What is the wine all the way on the right?
That's a great question. I'll never tell.
It's a rosé. It's a rosé.
But where's
You
the
know,
green?
You know,
Ira?
Ira, yeah,
think
you're
it's-
first here.
I think it's the first one.
You think that's the real one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you have any?
I think it's the first one as well.
I
Okay.
think it's also the first one.
Yeah.
You know what? I also think it's the first one.
Okay,
shit, it's a
and well,
turkey.
the audience also thinks it's the first one, and you're all right. It was the first one. You got me. Okay, this was our test round. Okay,
You know,
That was easy.
Mark, I don't want to, be like elementary here.
no,
but
please talk to me.
The reason I knew that was the meme was because it was blurred like a meme you would normally find on the internet. The second one was too new. Second one was too new.
Too many
No,
times.
okay.
Too new.
Too new. Note taken. Okay, are we ready for round 2?
Wait,
This
Mark,
is our warm-up.
First open the folder that says headshots. I want to see your headshot.
Open headshots. Open headshots.
Okay, sure. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you want to see my headshots? Here's let's see. Here we go. You ready for this one? I like this one.
Yeah. Serious, Mark.
What do we think, huh?
What a
Nice.
neck,
Look at that
huh?
neck. My neck is
Neck
really long
predominant.
in this one.
You somehow look much older in this headshot.
I know.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We need a new poll. We're gonna see all of Mark's headshots. We have to pick which headshot he should use.
It looks like you were aged. It looks like you were aged up like 7 years.
I know the wrinkles in my head. Okay, so you know those books, the Klutz books, the little kids books for Klutz?
No.
No.
You know what?
No.
Okay, let's go back to the game.
We'll go back to the memes.
The drunker I get, the more shit you get to see. Okay. So we're here again. Our first meme. Does anybody have any questions?
No. Okay,
Okay,
same
no.
font as this is the same font as the one that wasn't right.
Also,
last
that's
time.
what I said. Me and the cats both said the same thing.
I'm picking up notes of red. This is, and it also has a watermark here that says Cabernet and Cats.
It feels like trying to throw us off.
Very tricky. Very tricky.
Trying to throw us
Okay.
off.
And then this one says, pro tip, if you're seeing double after drinking a few glasses of wine, simply close one eye.
Huh.
Okay, we'll start with you, Annie. What are you thinking?
Andrew, you
Oh, Travis, sorry. I gave it to Annie.
Yeah, Annie, please go.
I think it's this. I think the second one is the real meme.
Okay.
You want to know why, or we
Yeah,
just
no, please talk to us.
I feel like I've seen it before or said it before.
that's good intel.
I think
Connoisseur of memes. A connoisseur.
I might have
How
said
did they say
it too.
meme in Italy?
You meme.
One meme. Yeah, I didn't longer questions about it. I think I've said it before to people too. Like if you're seeing double, just close one eye. It'll help.
Okay.
'Cause
Andrew?
So
Andrew,
I'm
what's
picking
your
the
vote?
one that I think is real.
Mhm.
Yes.
I think Winky Cat is real.
Okay. Travis?
Same. I'm going with the person who said they've seen the meme before. So that one.
Okay. And finally, Ira?
Why not? I'm going to go with the first one.
Wow.
Talk to us.
Yeah, I don't know. The second one's very wordy, which I guess is what wine culture meme makers do. They like to type. They really like to type. But I will say,
Both pretty pixelated, I gotta say.
well, not really. But I'm just chaos. I'm gonna go with the first one. Final answer.
Okay. All right. So both the audience and everybody but Ira, you're right. You stumped me again. Okay, that's okay.
Show
It's
us another
okay.
headshot then.
All right,
Show
I'm
us a
going to show
headshot.
you
When
another.
we win, you got to show
Yeah,
us a
when we
headshot.
win, we get a headshot.
You get a headshot. That's the rule. Okay. Don't you say oh no. Do not.
I see memeable.
You're not allowed to say oh no. This is a good headshot here. Barfman says
Very
no.
boyish, charming in that one.
It's-
Thank you, Annie.
This
I like the
feels like
V-neck.
yes.
The V-neck is
I love
very-
the V-neck.
The V-neck's very ABC Family pre-freeform.
Mhm. You're right.
Yeah, you feel
The
like
Fosters.
you really feel like you could be on like 911 Lone Star with this look.
Stony Dub says this headshot's kind of sad.
Yeah, there's sadness here. I don't deny that. We all have sadness. All right. It's time to move on. Wow. Okay. I'm learning from all the feedback I'm getting. How's the game going? Travis, how we doing?
I love the game.
Mark, we were
Okay,
learning
good.
about the wine. The point of this show was to learn about wine, and you came in and you destroyed that. So that's how I think the game is going.
I'm drinking for two. Me and my inner bitch versus.
Oh,
I drink wine because it's more expensive to get divorced.
No.
Jenny's
Can I-
funny page.
That's really sad. Can I go first?
Andrew, you could go first.
I think that the second one's fake because I don't know if someone besides Mark would name something Jenny's funny page. So I'm going to say that one is fake. And also, it's just a shade too dark, you know? It's just like, it's a little too sad.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Ira?
It's actually reminding me of my divorce, which I didn't expect to be reminded of during a wine show.
Take more ketamine, you'll be fine.
It's very shocking, you know. But I would have to say that I believe that the real one is the first one. The first one. You know, white women who make memes and love wine love saying the word bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Can you confirm?
I can 100% confirm.
To see each other.
Yes.
We love
Mark,
it to say bitch.
If we say it,
We got you again, Mark. You're going to be opening up that folder one more time, my friend.
Travis, what are you saying here?
Mark, Andrew is 100% right. Jenny's funny page is too lame to be real. I know you wrote Jenny's funny page.
I know.
And I can see it on your face right now. I know
Okay.
that's the fake one.
I gotta get my act together. I'm good at this. I swear I'm good at this. I'll get you. Okay, that's 4 in a row. That
Open
both
up
you
the
and the
folder.
audience.
Annie didn't
Here
get the
we go.
pick. Annie didn't get the pick.
I
thought
thought
only
that
three.
I
Wasn't it
confirmed.
three?
I agreed with Ira.
You
on the
confirmed.
Yeah.
You confirmed.
I agree.
Was that-
And also,
Yeah.
I do have to say though, Mark, I feel like I've seen that expression. I drink wine because it's more expensive to fill in the blank. I'm not
Yes.
sure if I've seen divorce, but you would know I see about 1,000 wine memes every day. So,
Mhm.
I have a competitive edge.
Have we done 3 or have we done 4?
That was 3.
Okay, you said
Mark.
4 in a row.
Mark, can we have a look like you're going out for a comedy, like a network comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh Lord.
Don't show us the final. Show us an unedited headshot.
Yes.
These
The ones-
are all unedited. These are unedited.
Someone in the chat has changed their name to Jenny's funny page.
Oh, it is real. It is real.
No, it's real. I guess it's real.
Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one. This is me.
God.
Whoa.
You're fucking with us. There's no way that's real.
That is a real picture of me wearing my real
Wow.
sweatshirt, of me wearing another sweatshirt, of me wearing another sweatshirt, of me wearing another sweatshirt, with like 10 years in between each
Mhm.
sweatshirt.
You know?
Are you going to do that forever?
Yes, I am. This is already the picture I'm using for my next sweatshirt.
That's a cute photo.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you,
is
Ira.
your cutest one.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
You kind of look like a
Hey, got-
meathead, I think. In a good way. You look like Matt
Okay.
Gates.
Good neck.
I'm
Don't
seeing
say
a lot
that,
of people
Travis.
say this is the real headshot
Travis.
here.
Travis,
Travis,
you should be
whether he
ashamed of
looks-
yourself.
Whether he looks just like Matt Gates or not, don't bring it up.
Okay, here we go. You know what? Wow.
Let's
I
do
have
one more, and then I want to go back to talking about the wine a little bit because I feel like we didn't even discuss how we felt
We have a
about
lot
it.
to talk about. which is-
Yeah, and
Yeah.
We have
I'm significantly drunker than I was at the beginning,
Mm.
so I have more opinions.
I
Okay,
came here to talk about the wine.
It's been one of those weeks. Pass the wine. Waves105.com or it's Wednesday. Bitch.
Oh man,
Tag a
Right.
friend. Travis?
Okay. Oh man. So I don't know on this one. I'm gonna go with the one that I like more, which is it's Wednesday, bitch, tag a friend. But I genuinely don't know the answer. This is the first time I'm stumped, but I would post it's Wednesday, bitch, tag a friend. So
I'm going to post that next Wednesday.
Annie, which one do you think is real?
Well, I'm also going, I know the answer. I'm going, but I'm going to choose the one I like best, which is it's Wednesday, bitch, tag a friend.
Okay.
Good job.
Andrew.
So the one that I think is real is actually the pass the wine one, but I want to say that I think you did a very good job making this tag a friend one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will only respond by saying okay. And Ira, that's
the dog has seen the rooster.
Let me tell you something, Mark. I'm looking at these photos and I know the truth. And I want you to know that we all know the truth. And you know that we know the truth. And you know that we see what you did here. This is very good work. But you can't just walk up into here, interrupt us while we're talking about wine and give you little memes and think that we are going to give you the satisfaction of letting you win a round. But
fuck you, Mark.
So I will say the first one's real.
It's definitely real.
the first one is real. The audience is right. Everybody's right. The second one was my creation. I will grace you with one final headshot before Travis puts me back in the basement. Here we go.
To your cage. Okay, keeper. Okay, that's the one right there.
Yeah.
Someone's fucking tonight.
That's it. That's sexy.
Ooh.
That's great.
Look at the hair swoop. Look at the hair swoop.
The chat is so horny.
This chat is horny as hell.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a Yoni, you're right. This is a members only jacket for Sopranos fans and for everybody else as well. Okay.
Jade tonight.
You know, there's a lot of Chianti Classico on The Sopranos.
I'm in the middle of watching The Sopranos right now, and they drink a lot of wine.
Gotta be honest with you, that's true.
You know where else they drink a lot of wine? Cougar Town. Am I right, ladies? In the chat.
And also in Santa Fe. All right, well, I'm going back into my cave. Thank you so much for having me on this interruption. I have more memes if you have more time later. Bye.
Bye.
Eat shit, Mark. I will say
that was his problem.
I never want to see Mark's face again, but I will say if you ever want to tell Mark no, there is an emote of Mark's face that says no over it that I made last night. So all you got to do is subscribe so I can afford this wine each week.
I wouldn't mind seeing Mark's face again.
Uh-oh. Wait, I'm the one you like.
But Travis, get over it.
Not anymore.
That was 11 years ago.
Fuck. All right, teach us about the wine. I lost my husband.
I just wanted to get back to that leather you were talking about.
Oh, yes, go.
Because
I was right.
When you said leather, is it possible you were thinking a little bit of a saddle and maybe of a horse, maybe of a whole farm situation, like a sweaty saddle leather situation?
That's exactly what I was thinking of, Annie.
Well, I can read your mind. But I think that sometimes it's not easy to talk about smells. You try to put it into words. You haven't practiced that much. So like leather is a real, and Chianti smell like an aged Chianti Classico can definitely smell like leather. But there's a more of a general, like a barnyardy kind of earthiness, kind of animalic, kind of a little bit wild, a little bit rough and rustic. And that definitely is something you would get in a Chianti Classico, especially when it's been open for a few hours. It was a little deep and a little wild.
Annie is very professional. We've been way too horny and way too crazy, and Annie's doing a great job.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that. This is, this is my profession. And what's happening here is what happens just at any time you start drinking and talking. And
Annie.
What?
I'm also loving your bookshelf. I think I have the same. I have the same copy of Wine Fragility.
I need that book.
Where the red wine grows.
We should write that book.
Sorry.
So
Yeah, I know. Me too.
so this wine,
Eat
I'm
more
also drunk.
salami.
So
So this wine,
you
it's
brought
like you're walking through a beautiful farm,
Mhm.
and twirling it makes you smell the animals more and taste them more.
Maybe a horse gallops by, or two.
Mhm.
Catching the
Italian.
wine.
Yeah, I could taste that.
So
And
I have a question. What would I want to eat with this?
Well, so
'Cause
I
you
told
said
you
it's a good food.
bring the salami, right? Because so what is salami? It's fatty, it's salty.
Mhm.
Wine. When I ask you if it's
Same.
tingling, look at you.
Ooh.
I
When
cut it
you-
ahead of time because I was worried about cutting drunk.
So that was a wise move. Sangiovese as a grape in general is very, very acidic when it's young, like very, very sharp, like lemon juice.
Mhm.
It's the acid, okay? And so it takes some time to mellow out. And so Sangiovese is a very popular wine in central Italy because the cuisine there is also very meaty, fatty. You know, you need that bright like acidity, sort of like your dishwashing soap. You know, you got to like skim the fat. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
You know, you've got- and so-
Annie,
yeah.
about that, when I was picking this up, there was, listen, so I know the difference with the Chianti Classico is that the Sangiovese grapes, because I was looking that up. When I was at the store, there was a whole section though that said Sangiovese. So what's the difference between that and like the Chianti?
Good question, Ira.
That's a
So
good
You should
question.
host the show.
you should next week.
Travis, I'm good.
So I would tune in.
I don't have a lot going on, Ira.
You're good here.
I would tune in. Well, you saw a Sangiovese written on the wall or on the bottle.
Oh, on the wall, there was a whole section.
So that wine store was doing a good job. Every store has their own system of organizing. Same as restaurant wine lists. It's never the same. That's partially what makes it so confusing. Some go by country, some go by grapes, some come by full body, light body. There's a place in New York that just uses adjectives. It's actually a really cute store. But they're just like plush, and you go to the plush section or whatever. So that guy
What does a plush wine taste like? Sorry, go answer Ira first.
Feeling. Plush is a feeling. It's like a super velvety and plush, like lettuce. That's
I don't like that. Answer Ira.
So that guy just put all the wines made of Sangiovese into that section. So you might find a wine that just says Sangiovese on the label. That's what it is made of. But that's the difference is the Chianti is an appellation. So it's from a specific area, and it does contain Sangiovese, but not all Sangiovese necessarily.
Was that Mark?
Mark,
Go away.
I'm
Get
here
out.
to. I have to just say, there's a hype train happening, and two people have redeemed their bits to make Travis drink. Travis, you got to fucking drink, my friend.
Oh fuck! I forgot that
Siggy
this is
and I cheered you on, and you have to drink now.
Mark. Will you explain what this is?
Yes, I will. So
God
on
damn it.
Twitch, you earn points by watching more of this show, and there are some rewards that Travis built
Not a
in last
chuggable
night.
wine.
Travis
Chug
must
it,
drink,
Travis.
Mark must drink, and toast to something. And then right now we're also in the middle of a hype train, which means that the more people subscribe, the more cool, fun features everybody gets. And the more fun features everybody gets, the more money Travis gets to pay me to do more chaotic things to this stream.
Hey, Mark, you got to pay Mark.
I
Yeah,
pay Mark
pay me,
too
please.
much. I want to pay you less.
I'm going back
the-
away.
The OJs originally named Love Train Hype Train.
I need
It's
another
funny if you
Twitch
know-
show to learn about that.
No, you don't know who the OJs are, Travis.
The OJ Simpson.
I hate you. Bring back.
I'm glad. I'm glad Travis took the brunt of that because I do not know who the OJs are, and so
How do you guys know who the OJs are? What the hell?
Thank
Fuck
you,
you, Mark. Fuck you, Mark. All
we
right.
are in the second
We
half
need
of
to
the
go
show.
back
I
to
can
Annie.
tell.
Annie is embarrassed for us. Let's go back to Annie.
I bet Annie knows the OJs.
Is it
Don't
short
put
for
her on the
something?
spot. You don't have to answer that, Annie.
She doesn't know.
You know
Don't answer the
everything. You're the
question, no.
hero of the show. Ira, never put her on the spot like that again.
For the
How
Love
dare
of
you?
Money, the theme song to The Apprentice.
Oh.
I lived that. Full disclosure, my pop culture is bad. I lived out of the country for about 8 years.
Oh, it's okay. Actually,
What the hell
I did
was
have
that?
a pop culture. I did have a pop culture question for you, Annie.
Okay, go for it.
Because we're drinking Chianti. Should you pair
Moderna.
Chianti with fava beans?
Yes, let's talk about this.
Actually,
Like in Silence of the Lambs.
it was
Mhm.
liver and fava beans. If you
Yes.
recall, very
Mm.
Tuscan. That was some very smart writing. Because a lot of times you hear wine, they mention wine in movies and books and plays, and it's wrong. For example, some of you may be familiar with a little show called The Golden Girls.
Mm.
Yes, I am.
Love that show.
Yes, I'm
It's
gay.
funny.
Show.
Very familiar. So, picture it, Sicily, 1933, blah, blah, blah. We're drinking a nice glass of Chianti. Wrong. You would never be drinking a nice glass of Chianti in Sicily in 1933. Forget about it. Like that.
Forget about it.
You don't drink Chianti in Sicily unless you maybe go to some very special Tuscan restaurant. You just drink, and especially in the 30s, they were just drinking Sicilian wine back then. Yeah, completely, very bad. There was no dramaturgy on that aspect of the script.
Okay.
So I was like, why Chianti? But I guess it's because everyone knew what Chianti was. It's like the one wine that everybody knew back in the 80s. The only Italian wine.
That's what my dad drinks. My thinking when I think Chianti, I think of Paradise Pizza in Paradise Green in Stratford, Connecticut, where Andrew and I grew up. And my dad would drink a glass of Chianti with his pizza that was kind of thin crust, kind of deep dish. I don't know what
It's
that
Greek
like.
pizza. Greek pizza.
I'm
Yeah,
back,
you're right.
Travis. You got a drink,
Mark.
my friend. Cinnamon buns redeemed.
damn it.
Travis must drink, and I got a Mark must drink too. So here we go.
Oh.
I don't want to chug
Okay.
wine. We have to limit the number of
You
people
have
who
to
can
chug
do
it. Also, the people in the chat need to decide: should I unbutton the shirt or should I button the shirt? Because I'm getting
Unbutton
buttoned.
it. Well,
But it's just
unbutton
a
But
it.
it's
white
an
shirt
undershirt.
underneath.
Take off that undershirt.
Take the under.
Take
leave
off the
camera.
undershirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
leave the camera. Take off the undershirt.
Yeah.
Come back and leave it unbuttoned. That's what we all
Come
agree.
on, Demi Moore.
All
You know
right,
what we
I'll be
want.
back.
This is
I-
what
there
all our
haven't-
wine classes are like. This is exactly how it always is.
Travis, I want
Yep.
you to know
Mhm.
that I know you were joking when you were like, you should come host this show. But I'm happy being on a show with co-hosts who know who the OJs are.
Mark is not a co-host. He's a
I'm
producer.
no, I'm talking about keep it. I'm never getting
Oh.
over this. I'm never getting over this.
Look, Ira, I want you to know something. When we met each other in grad school, I never thought I'd see you again. and
Is it
somehow,
because you are a white rapper?
we don't talk about that anymore.
Should we talk about your rap?
We should talk. I could actually talk about.
pick him off.
Should we talk about Travis's rap career
No.
that he had when
Okay.
I was in college with him?
I'm being
I-
100%. I'm being
I have the
100%
album.
serious.
I have
Do
it,
not.
Ira.
Do not say the name. I am being 100% serious. Do not say the name. I have done so much to get it off the internet, and I am not sure that it is. So do not say the name. I swear to fucking God.
Ira, we
I
could
still-
make a website and
I
we can
know,
post
you know,
it.
Andrew, I have a beautiful script that Travis wrote that is still in my Gmail.
Oh no.
The world should see it.
This is
might
a
also have
good
that.
time for me to just say the poll is over. Andrew, 92% say unbutton, and this is for you, Stargazer.
Now wait,
It is
Mark.
unbuttoned.
Now's a good time for some memes. I think now's a good time for some memes.
All right, we got another meme for you. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Smoking meme time. I've learned a lot from your sharp eyes this time, and I think that next month's memes are gonna be better. But I think I'm gonna get you with one of these. I think I am gonna get you with one of these. Okay, here we go. Is it him? OMG, a free wine tasting. Winolicious in the corner versus
Very tricky.
the new definition of dog day afternoon. And this one I think says coffee and wine lover. Okay, Annie. Which is real?
Oh.
And if you know the answer,
I know. I have to say, because there are no white women drinking giant glasses of wine. Which, by the way, the original version of that is I only drink. The doctor said to have 1 glass of wine a day. That's the original meme of that, by the way. Just so you know, this you have stumped me with 2 animals, 2 dogs. The more I look at them, the funnier they get. Corgi?
Yeah, that one's cute.
I think the second one with the side eye also, they're really exceptional choices of dogs. I guess I think the first one, because that really encapsulates the way people behave about free wine tastings. Like, it really captures the vibe for me. Because I've used to have to work. I mean, still do. Like, I had to work those things, and people coming in like, "Ooh, free wine tasting," and I had to, put up with that. And it's real. Like, that energy is real. And so I'm going with number 1.
okay, Trav.
I don't know the answer, and the fact that they both have stupid watermarks is throwing me off. And, but I'm gonna make it interesting, and I'm gonna guess dog day afternoon.
Okay.
I can't believe one of these is real, I want to say.
Andrew?
So the chat has brought up this possibility, and Mark, I'd love you to answer honestly here. Is it possible that you made both of them?
It is not possible that I made both of them.
Okay.
One of these is a real meme I found on the internet, aka facebook.com. We're also on a level 4 hype train, which is very exciting.
So
and Sabrina just made Travis drink more.
Yeah, Travis, you're going to need to drink. No, there isn't.
We're going to change
that's
it
your
next
own
time.
fault, so you should drink. So of these 2 dog options, both cute dogs, both fun.
Oh, and Chloe, our host, our wine expert for a show in the future, just asked me to drink. Thank you.
Hi, Chloe.
I think that the dog day afternoon is the real one, but I would say this is the most stumped I've been.
Okay, so we've got 2 votes for dog day, 2 votes for free wine tasting. Ira, what are you saying?
If these are like real wine memes, I'm not going to pivot to posting wine memes because these are both hilarious. I love this. I think I'm getting tripped up because of Dog Day Afternoon because I keep thinking of the movie, but I'm like, Dog Day Afternoon is just a phrase. So they do be loving coffee and wine. I'm going to go with the second one as real.
Good choice.
Also, for the chat, Travis's rap name is Carly Simon.
Why did you? Don't tell them this. God damn it. God damn it. Don't look up Carly Simon. It'll show me.
We have probably about another 20 seconds on the audience poll, but so far, what I can tell you is that we have, out of the 4 of you, 3 votes for Dog Day, 1 vote for free wine tasting, which means the guest, the show vote is for meme number 2. Let's look at the poll. Let's throw to the poll. It's 72% coming for number 1. And here, the audience is right. The first
we
one.
got it wrong.
You got it
Wow.
wrong. I
Wow.
made this one. I made this one. I did
Wow, Annie got it right. Annie got it right.
Of course
I
she did.
told you, 1,000 memes a day, man. Like, look at this.
Annie has to go last because I think she's too good at this.
Yeah.
I should go
She's a
last.
specialist.
Annie should go last. Annie should go
But it's
last.
true. Never seen either of these two, though. It's true.
Oh, I'm really proud of you, Mark.
Thank you, Ira.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for a
Good
win.
job, Mark. Good job, Mark.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I don't have, next week I'll come up with a better, like a consolation prize. Chris Mann just told me you all have to show your headshots, but that would be technically challenging.
So, I think we should go ahead, Mark.
I said I kind of want to go out on a win here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Annie, we're in the back half of the show. Is there anything that we should be focusing on with this wine that you want to make sure we think about?
I wanted to ask you how it was feeling on your palate. Those of you who are eating something, because you might notice a transition with this wine from when you first, and this is despite drunkenness. Like you might have noticed it's a little bit sharper and not having so much aroma, or maybe not noticing as many flavors in the beginning. But the longer it is open and the more exposure to the oxygen, and with food, you might be feeling it a little smoother. Who was it? Was it Andrew who said it feels like it's sitting on your palate a little bit? It's not bringing in there. You might taste more. You might smell more now. It should sort of, it's almost like it's ripening before your eyes. Like this wine.
I think you're right. I do. It's less mouth coaty than I thought it initially. It's much lighter on the tongue.
Lighter,
but it's not as sharp either, right? It should be.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be.
It's tart now.
No, it's very good.
It's tart, but it should not be feeling uncomfortably tart anymore.
No.
Like it
No, in a good way.
Yeah, in a way that works with your food. So
this is great.
You like your
and also when you put the cheese in your mouth and then you like put the wine in before you chew the cheese.
I know.
You do that with salami.
Yeah. Wine and food pairing is magic. And what's cool is sometimes you'll swallow and then it'll come back. Like you swallow the food and then you have a sip of wine and they'll bring the flavor of the food back.
Are you supposed to put the salami in your mouth like you're receiving?
No. What?
I feel like I'm doing this like I'm receiving the Eucharist.
You can eat salami any way you want to, Andrew. I think that there are no rules really with that. I mean, it's sort of you do one, then the other, but of course there's stuff stuck in your teeth. It's not, you can't.
So I have a question.
Au revoir to Sabrina. Au revoir to Sabrina from Paris.
Oh,
France? Somewhere in France. Yes.
Bonjour, bonsoir.
Bonjour, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Nooch.
Yeah.
There
you go. Sorry,
loves
Andrew.
Salami. We all know that.
You also might notice the cherry coming out a little stronger now. Really like a nice dark cherry. Nice jar of. You ever open a jar of pie?
Andrew,
this is out of control.
I did not anticipate how sexually aroused the chat would be. Both weeks, genuinely both weeks.
Wine is very sexual, Travis. Wine is very sexual.
You should not be surprised by this. This is a very sensual exercise that you are doing.
Oh God, I should be charging more then.
You probably should.
Yeah,
I should actually be charging.
So I have a question.
Hold on, Ira has to do
Pepe, and then I'll ask my question.
Flowers. I'm smelling the flowers more now. By the way, Ira.
What?
Flowers. The flowers.
Oh, I love the flowers. They are great.
That's good. That's good.
Andrew, what's your question? That doesn't have to do with being horny, and then I'm going to start to.
It kind of has to do with. It kind of has to do with being horny, though.
Okay, well, go for it.
Here's my real question. So, Annie, I used to be a waiter. I was a waiter at like a fancy restaurant, and a lot of times people would ask me to recommend wine, and we did have a sommelier, and I would, if they really wanted, I would have them talk to them. But my trick was I would just recommend the last bottle that someone else bought. Is that a good way to recommend wine?
Well, I mean, that's an answer.
Yeah.
Keeps you from not having an answer.
Well, I didn't know anything about wine, and I still don't, obviously. Look at me. But I just think that
handsome.
It was tough. It's tough to recommend wine to people. Like, how do you approach recommending wine to people? Because it is very subjective.
What if it was like Beyonce and they bought like a $5,000 bottle of wine, or like? Are you the waiter who did that to Chrissy Teigen?
No, I didn't do anything to Chrissy Teigen.
Are you why she quit Twitter? You did.
Yes, I am why she quit Twitter, but I'm not why I didn't recommend the wine. Yes.
Oh God, I got interviewed about that Chrissy Teigen incident, actually.
Oh, nice.
What did you say? What did you say?
Business Insider magazine, I think, did an article about it, and they asked sommeliers their opinion of that. And I mean, I wish this is the problem with being quoted as an expert in articles, is you really have no control over what they're going to, what they're going to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, you're all writers too.
I know the media.
So the truth, we all kind of said the same thing. That doesn't happen. That would not happen if you were a real wine connoisseur. Anyone who cares about wine reads the menu, if not for the price, but to actually look at the menu because you're curious about what you're drinking. So by default, you would see the $5,000 on the menu if you happen to look at it because you're curious. They just asked for a good bottle of wine. They didn't, the reason that happened is because they don't care really. They don't really care. They just wanted a good wine.
I will say yes, Annie. And I will say if it was over $100 the bottle, I always told people the price. Well, I always confirmed that they knew the price.
We don't know the true story. One thing we don't know if that waiter, to be fair, obviously he knew who they were. But it's a touchy situation. Like asking someone, if you ever, I've been to a few 5-star restaurants and I wanted to make clear, listen, I may be in a 5-star restaurant right now, but I do not want to buy a $5,000 bottle of wine. A funny story for you. So I was actually in New York at a restaurant. I think it's Per Se. It's a fancy restaurant. I go once a year.
Oh, I know. I love Per Se. I love Per Se.
I've also been to Per Se.
Annie, we got to go to dinner.
Let's go.
We got to go to dinner. I love Per Se.
We're splitting the check. We have to split the check.
I'm
going to be in New York next week.
I was at Per Se with 4 friends, and we treat ourselves to a 5-star restaurant for New Year's Eve, Christmas, or whatever. Once a year, it's our tradition. So, and of course, I always am responsible for choosing the wine. So the sommelier came over. We wanted a bottle of champagne to start. And I was at, what do you want? What style do you want? And I was like, I don't want a champagne. I want a little bit of age, like a little bit of a vintage. And so I was like, I wanted something a little bit older, maybe from the 2000s. I meant the 2000s, like the years 2000. I was trying to say, somewhere in like 2003 bottle or something.
Oh, fuck.
He brought over oh, excuse me. Sorry, that's New York. He brought over a bottle of something, and I looked at it, and it was I think my first instinct is that it was not from the 2000s. It was like 1990 something or 80s. Mm-hmm. And then that made me think, wait a second, did he not hear me? And then I realized this is going to be ungodly expensive. And then we all got embarrassed, including the sommelier, because he just assumed because we were at this expensive restaurant but what kind of uncivilized person would ask for a wine by the price? Like, give me a $2,000 bottle of wine. That's so,
well, I bet Christy does it now.
But the point is, you look at the menu if you care, if you're really interested. She didn't know anything about wine, so that's how that happened. And that server probably should have shown it to her again. But she didn't look. Yeah, funny.
We all agree Chrissy Teigen is both good and bad. But damn it, I want to wrap up.
This is a vibe.
You like my vibe?
I'm liking the casual lean. You were doing a lot with the shirt. Congrats.
I have to tell everyone here, and this might be apparent, I'm quite drunk right now.
Really?
And because I barely drink. I never drink anymore.
Mhm.
But of course, I'll drink for the show, for my friend Travis. So I have a full-on vibe right now, but that vibe is drunk man in his bedroom chilling.
Okay,
in your bedroom. Tell us more.
I want to tell the audience the vibe. Just because you see a white man in glasses does not mean they have a Dan Levy vibe. Okay, I need everyone to learn different actors with glasses. You're honestly giving me more Rick Moranis.
That I like. I like that. And when I go to my barber, I show them a picture of Jake Gyllenhaal for how I want my hair to be cut.
Okay. Well, good. Well, you know what, honey? Let's shrink the buttons.
Here's what I'll say, and then I gotta wrap the show up. So I want to say two things. One, I hated Dan Levy's Emmy speech where he was like, "Why? Thanks to my dad for taking a risk on me. He's your dad. He's going to take a risk on you." And
Travis, the risk my dad took on me was leaving. So I don't know.
It could go either way, Travis.
My dad said no risks on Ira.
Well, I just think if you're gonna have a TV show because your dad is very successful, don't thank him as if he's taking a risk. You're his son. I'm going to delete this part from the show that stays on the air. And then,
Travis wants to work for Dan Levy one day.
I'm friends with him. I'm going to text him right now.
This is truly maybe the only place on the internet. This is the only place on the internet where the men are being deeply sexually harassed and the woman is being left alone. It's normally the complete opposite everywhere else on the internet.
I can't say anything. I can't say anything. It'll be wrong. No matter what I say, it's going to be wrong.
Travis, except for the comments on BuzzFeed.
That's true. All right. So here's what I'll say. Here, as we wrap up the show, I want to ask each person here a question we ask every week. And by that, I mean, this is our second show. If you were relaxing at home, Andrew, and you're just watching television, you're watching Netflix, and you want to have a nice drink to yourself, would you choose this wine or a Miller High Life? What would you choose if you're just home watching Netflix?
And now I will say I've had a lot of Miller High Life in my life, probably more Miller High Life than I've had wine total. Volume of liquid. But I would say if I'm watching right now, I am watching The Sopranos. I am on season 4 of The Sopranos.
Shout out to HBO Purple.
First time watching. My wife's seen it before, but this is my first time.
So fresh.
So fresh. I'm loving it. I love seeing AJ grow up. It's incredible. That young man.
Have you seen the horse that he loves?
I have seen the horse stuff. Sad. But if this is a normal night, I got a pizza from Whole Foods in the fridge that I'm going to heat up in the oven, and I'm going to drink the rest of this bottle of wine. So I'm going to say I choose this wine over Miller High Life.
Ira. Wait, where did Annie go? Annie just went away.
Looks like it does look like Annie accidentally left the stream.
This is a real Annie, are you okay moment.
Now it really gets sexy in here.
Yeah. Ira, you're home watching The Sopranos. No, not The Sopranos, because that I feel like that Annie's back. Put Annie back on. I see her.
Sorry,
Annie, tell us what happened.
So the pile mine made me feel something, and then I was like, I don't know.
All right, Ira, would you choose hanging out at home watching television, this wine, or a Miller High Life?
Well, it depends what I'm watching, Trav.
Well, okay, explain.
Well, okay, you know what? Miller High Life, I do love because, as you all know, I am from Milwaukee. So it's my hometown of beer. We drink the Miller, the High Life.
Milwaukee.
So the Italians famously immigrated to Milwaukee. So I love a High Life if I'm watching The Challenge on MTV. I'm not going to drink a Chianti with that. But this I will enjoy, with a nice Real Housewives. with a nice Call Your Mother on ABC. With a nice marathon of The Closer.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
I'm going to say, Annie, I mean, I know your answer. Would you choose this over a Miller High Life?
Well, I think it is valid what Ira said. Like when we're watching TV, is that the situation?
You're home watching television and you're relaxing. Would you choose this over?
I
what's
always
happening,
choose,
Mark?
I would definitely choose the wine. I really don't drink a lot of beer, period. But when I do, I would drink it ice cold out of a bottle at a barbecue or something. Like it's more, I don't drink beer indoors. It's really something got to be outdoors. There's some sort of a grill or a fire.
I love that.
Yeah. For me, beer is really more like that sort of thing. But inside with a wine glass, there's no nature around to like break the glass. I think it's easy. Yeah. I would do on the couch with the wine.
All right. So I will also say that I think sitting at home, I'm not drunk, Ira.
Someone asked if it pairs well with 24.
Yes.
Get out of here, George Bush.
No, who asked that?
Her cat, right? Tell us about your cat.
Whiskey over wine. That might be my brother, actually. I forgot his Twitter. That could be my brother. Andy, is that you? Andrew, is that you? You think that is my brother?
Her cat is named Jack Bauer. Very sweet cat.
Oh.
So I think 24, I'll give you the lowdown. I left the country. Came back in 2009. And people are like, there was this show that came out after 9/11. It was a total Patriot Act propaganda, like blah, blah, Fox TV. I thought, how is that possible that a show could be Patriot Act propaganda? Now we know that that's totally possible now. But I started watching 24 and I could binge watch it. In 2009 and 10, I did a cleanse. So I was stuck at home for 3 weeks. I was like, all right, never has my heart.
What do you think a cleanse is? You have to stay home for 3 weeks?
You can go out.
You can leave.
Oh, no, you cannot.
She's got to be near the toilet, Travis. Come on.
No, you can't go out because then
you're talking about that stuff you drink before a colonoscopy. That's not a cleanse.
That cleanse. The kind where you can't eat anything or drink anything, and so you
called Preview.
So I watched a lot of 24 and I became really obsessed with it. And sometimes I would stay up till 4 a.m. My heart was beating. I thought the writing was so good, like the suspense of it all. And then the characters are so funny. And I mean, there are very few of us that love 24 and talk about it. And you can really compare a lot of other shows to 24. And it's a memeable show. I mean, there weren't memes back then, but I watched 24 way after the fact and I appreciate it. I think it's an American treasure.
You have to answer this honestly. Have you ever posted on a 24 message board? Have you posted on a 24 message board?
I have. On a message board, I would like to send me the link to that message board because I need to find my tribe.
This is wild. Annie.
This is wild. Annie, wait, Annie, have you seen Designated Survivor?
Yes, because that was everyone's dream that Jack Bauer would be the president, but that show was not as good as 24.
Was it?
I don't think that was my dream.
It was not that great.
I watched it in real time.
My dreams are terrifying, but they're not that kind of terrifying,
I'm wrapping this up because I promised everyone it would be under 90 minutes. I would choose this over a beer if my wife would drink some with me, because that's why I don't drink wine, is that she doesn't really drink. So I never open a bottle. And that's the tragedy of this show. So here's what I'll say. Jack Bauer. Oh, very cute. Show that cat on the main movie.
Yeah, can we get the cat on the main? Thank you.
What are you working for?
This is Jack Bauer.
That cat just shoots me in the leg for no reason.
And for the 24 fans, my Roomba vacuum robot is named Chloe O'Brien. Okay.
Wow. I don't know if there are any on here.
Famous comedian.
There are. I saw them.
All right.
There are dozens.
I would just like to toast. I want to toast to end the show by saying We learned about Jack Bauer, both the cat and the man, that he should be president. We learned that I rapped, but no one should ever Google it. We learned that Andrew is beloved by the fans when he lounges on his couch. And we learned that Ira loves ketamine. So
I do actually.
So I just want to give a toast to this show and everyone for watching and for drinking along. It means the world. I'm going to put a limit on the number of people who can make me drink because I am much more drunk than last week. So cheers, everyone. Thank you so much to Annie and to Andrew and to Ira. Before we go, I would love for each of you to promote something. Tell us what you're promoting. Andrew, you go first.
Oh God, I have nothing, but you can check out my Twitter. I don't post very often, but I did post about the show, AR Ford on Twitter. Other than that, I think you should just keep watching this show every week because it's lovely.
Oh.
That's very sweet, Andrew. Ira, you're up next.
Follow me on Instagram at Ira the Third, because I want more people liking my photos. And if you slide in my DMs, we can talk about David Palmer or Cherry Jones in 24.
Oh, 24 predicted the first Black president. And it should have been Hillary, and they predicted that too. How Hillary was Cherry?
I think it might have been Deep Impact, but yeah.
The character of Cherry Jones, President Taylor.
Annie, promote whatever you want to promote. If it's that 24, is it that 24 predicted the future?
Oh God, it's my dream. I can't even talk to you about the stalking. I went to his Broadway show.
You stalking Kiefer?
Just one time.
He loves one. I've heard the man loves one.
We just found out Annie's a stalker.
He's not a stalker, a little bit. I will just tell you, I will promote my YouTube series, 21 Days to Wine. 21 because it's 21 years old in America for drinking. 21 days to form a habit. I'm not saying you need to do it every day consecutively for the wine, but that's how you remember. 21daystowine.com. But they're that way. Cool. You'll find it on YouTube if you do 21daystowine.com. My YouTube is also Divino Wine. So just remember 21daystowine.com. It's fun.
21.
21
also famously a number of episodes of a season of 24 where nothing happens.
That's not true.
The amount that two of you know about 24 is insane. It's insane that you guys know this much.
24 minus 3 days to wine.
So I would like to say, I want to promote that in 2 weeks, we're going to take next week off because I am fully vaxxed and so is my family. And I'm going to visit them for the first time since 2019. And I'm very excited. So I will not be streaming next week because I don't think my parents have good enough Wi-Fi or else I would do it. And then after that, we have a great show that we'll promote with Chloe Wines and Dines, who is fantastic. But also, I just want to say that it has meant the world to me that all of you guys have watched and that Ira and Andrew came and hung out and that Ira, you ran around finding the wine in Santa Fe. Amazing. And Annie, I can't thank you enough for hanging out and agreeing to do this despite not knowing who I am or why I want to do this. So thank you so much. And so please subscribe.
Travis, you're a wonderful person.
Listen, people very
I love you a lot. Yes, Travis has been a very good friend of mine for 12 years. It's very good person.
It's been a long time. Did you go? We went to DC together with Chase.
We did.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
So I
my original Royce.
So look, I also want to say Mark's election is over. We don't know if he won yet, but he ran for Echo Park Neighborhood Council. So hopefully he won, but they're counting the votes as we speak. Mark, do you want to promote anything without being a demon? Will you promote something?
Be nice, Mark, please. Oh, no. Oh, Mark. That is your best one, though.
Oh, also, this is wine.wine. I have a website that was designed by Mark. That anytime you want to see what we're drinking in the future, go to thisiswine.wine, which is the funniest URL I could ever imagine.
Hey, I'm a .wine. I'm Divino.wine.
Go to divino.wine and thisiswine.wine.
I love it.
This is this beautiful website Mark made me.
Beautiful.
It's a GeoCities website.
This is wine.wine. Hi everybody. The only thing I'd like to promote at this time, I actually just today released this is totally out of the character that I play on this show. I released a mini documentary about the guy who filmed Pizza Rat. And so if you go to my YouTube channel, you can go watch a 49-minute documentary about the man who filmed Pizza Rat, and it's really good. And I think you'll enjoy it.
that doesn't shock anyone.
Bless
Very
you,
in line
Ira.
with who you've represented today.
Mark, I would also like to say that people in the chat say that this is wine.wine does not go to this website.
Well, I'm on thisiswine.wine right now. It has to be HTTP. HTTPS is not set up yet.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
Sorry.
so guys, this has been a pleasure. I want to give one last toast to everybody for watching. Annie, thank you so much. Come back in 2 weeks.
Thank you,
Please
Annie.
follow. Please subscribe. I promise we'll keep doing this weekly after that, but I'm taking 1 week off to see my family.
Next week, if you want to log on, I'll be here talking about Travis's rap name.
Yes.
Ira, if you want to host a wine show a week from now, I'll let you do it. But the only condition is you don't mention what the name is.
No,
But I'll let you.
I'm going to be at a beach house in Savannah.
Ooh.
You're okay. You definitely are
I'm from San
vaccinated. If you're
Diego.
not, you're traveling.
I've been vaccinated for a month, baby.
Ira got the vaccine in July somehow. All right. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
Cheers.
This is Wine.Wine. See you in 2
Thanks,
weeks.
guys.
I love you all.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Bye.
Thanks to the one true God. Oh, wait, I have to press end broadcast.